Every year, tens of thousands of Hoosiers face eviction. And at the same time, our state is spending millions of dollars trying to keep people in their homes. Our 13 Investigates reporter Sierra Putman joins us in studio tonight. Sierra started looking at how effective those programs are.
And we found some landlords just don't want anything to do with these programs, but a growing number of them are now filing evictions in a way that makes the process more complicated and more expensive. Jalen Andrews is packing up his home.
Did you like this one?
Yes, I did.
No family, no roommates, just him. He's moving out after getting behind on rent.
Jalen Andrews, and you're Jalen Andrews?
We first met Andrews after an eviction hearing. Court records show he started falling behind in July and struggled to pay rent on time.
Do you mind talking a little bit about what happened?
Yeah, like she said, lost my job, became ill mentally.
With his mom by his side, Andrews told us he was hospitalized, and court documents show Community Health even stepped in to pay his rent and late fees. Andrews says he always found a way to pay, but his complex started the eviction process anyway.
When you're already dealing with mental health issues, does that help?
No, not at all.
Typically, cases like Andrews would end up in a small claims court like this.
The landlord goes first because they bear the burden of proof.
These are intentionally informal courts where everyday Hoosiers can handle disputes without an attorney.
We're on the record at 49 D33.
But Andrews is one of the growing number of renters who end up here in Superior Court, where it costs more and the rules are more rigid and complex.
That right there even made me more furious.
13 Investigates found 2,234 evictions filed in Marion Superior Court last year, almost double the filings in 2022.
Why do you think that's happening now?
It's a part of the business practice just to evict the tenants as quick as they can.
Lauren Embry is a tenant advocate who helps renters facing eviction.
Many property owners, they don't want to deal with judges that are empathetic or wanting to create soft landings.
Judges like these.
What does eviction look like in your courtroom?
In a rare opportunity, 13 Investigates sat down with 7 Marion County small claims court judges.
Judge Poor mentioned that 80% of his cases are eviction cases. Will you raise your hand if you're in the same boat?
I don't know if I'm in the same boat, but close.
In 2021, the state entrusted judges with overseeing a state program that was supposed to reduce eviction cases, but it did not. The program was optional, and most landlords chose not to participate. State data show it helped in less than 1% of evictions. So these judges started their own programs. Their initiative slowed down eviction proceedings to allow the two sides to negotiate payment and move-out plans when necessary.
We've been able to follow the spirit of what that program was supposed to do, was trying to do.
The courts report nearly 81% of their eviction cases were settled and 71% of the tenants stayed in their home. So no formal eviction, a red mark that can follow a person for years.
It can prevent you from finding housing in the future, from owning a house, from purchasing a car or getting that good interest rate.
We try to be fair to both sides. Sometimes it's hard when you have people in your court and you think, you know, but for something like that happening in my life, I could be there as well.
But by the grace.
Do you have an attorney?
No.
But the Superior Court system
Plaintiff is appearing by counsel grant.
allows less grace.
You don't have an attorney with you?
Correct.
Tenant advocates say Superior Court cases pull people away from the resources at the township level, like free attorneys provided by the Tenant Advocacy Program and other groups. In September, the Marion Superior Court changed the way it schedules these eviction cases because of the increase in filings. Now it puts them before the same judge on set days. Advocates like Andy Beck, who heads TAP, applaud that change, but think most tenants shouldn't be put in this position at all.
Do you think some of the landlords are trying to avoid these small claims court judges?
That's what it looks like.
I do not know.
Elizabeth Butler is with an investment club that works with small and medium landlords. She says Superior Court cases are more expensive, but move more quickly.
If that person in tenancy isn't paying their rent, unfortunately, the landlord may not be able to pay their bill either. And there's this kind of trickle up and down effect of it.
They said they wanted a fair hearing.
Kittle Property Group owns the apartment complex that Andrews lived in. A spokesperson sent this email to 13 Investigate stating, "We have confidence that both we and the resident will get a fair trial regardless of the specific court." The company said it may file in Superior Court to avoid a backlog in small claims courts or based on the amount of rent that is past due. So, just how much did Andrews owe? $1,686, plus a $500 eviction fee, well under the small claims court cap of $10,000. The other cases, 13 Investigates observed,
$2,287.
$1,929.
were also below that cap.
$7,656.
$3,830, $2,080.
Textbook small claims facing Superior Court hurdles like higher legal fees.
Do you think that's fair for tenants?
No.
The defendant is appearing in person and by counsel.
Yes, Your Honor. It's my understanding we have an agreement.
An agreement Andrew says he tried to make before he even got to the courtroom.
We had the money.
They wouldn't take it?
They would not take it.
Now they will,
They made me not want to be here anymore.
thanks to an agreement that lets him avoid a formal eviction.
He's going to be staying with me.
I don't know where I would be at with my mom. Probably end up on the street or something, sleeping in a car.
The judges and tenant advocates we spoke with tell me the larger apartment complexes are the most resistant to eviction diversion programs. We tried to talk to the Indiana Apartment Association, which represents a lot of those big complexes, but the group declined to talk to us for this story.
I think a lot of viewers may wonder, Sierra, is any of this connected to what we saw during the pandemic? Because you may remember we reported on some property owners who just were not getting paid.
And it does. You know, the investment group we spoke to tells me some owners might be taking a more aggressive approach because during that pandemic and with those eviction moratoriums, they were not allowed to evict people even when folks just refused to pay.
Sierra Putman with 13 Investigates. And right now over on WTHR Plus, you can stream the story behind this investigation on demand.